Hey everybody, it's been a while since I've done one of these. You can tell because I am pale. um, Winter has finally ended here and it's getting nice outside and soon I won't be pale anymore, but the point of that is that it's been a while and I haven't gone and made a video for the wilder states of America in a while. The reason for that is that I started a podcast. I was lucky enough that a friend of mine that I know here, who was more of an acquaintance before, decided, like, let's do this. We both had gotten heartbroken, we both had things to say, and we both like to talk. We just like to talk. And it ended up being one of the greatest things. And unfortunately, it's made it so where I don't have as much to say because I'm constantly going there and saying things, but I'm starting to figure out that there's two paths to what I want to say, and the Reshade lets me approach a lot of gay topics and a lot of that part of my identity, but I'm not just gay, there's issues with the world, not just with gay people. And I want to tackle one of those today because I find it's really limiting my ability to connect with people. Or it allows them to judge me because they have some preconceived idea about why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I want to call this idea the middle. And it's this state of inaction, there's this state of not knowing, this state of doubt that we all sit in. And so many people are just living and just comfortable right down the middle the whole way. Sure, it's nice. Sure, you don't do anything. But that's exactly it. What are you doing? You're sitting around and you're thinking and you're judging and you're analyzing, but you're not actually doing anything. And this middle ground is, I only talk about this because I know I did it for so long and it comes in all aspects of our life, like I pretty much pushed aside everything I cared about because I was scared of it and I did school, right? And I just kept letting this state of inaction rule me. I didn't want to push too far for fear of something. I didn't want to upset someone. I didn't want to make me look uncool, which was based on someone else, right? I didn't want to look lame. I didn't want to feel like I was ruining something, like my future wasn't going to be there. Like every thought that I had was based on what if someone else, what if another life, what if anything other than what's in here. Every time I was making a decision, I should have been checking here. Are you ready? What do you believe? What are you following? Why are you doing this? And I found that nowadays, one of the reasons that I'm succeeding at what I want to do, or feel like I'm succeeding at what I want to do, is because I've stopped living in the middle. I've stopped playing both sides. I've stopped being inactive. I'm letting every moment happen when it happens. And the best example I can think of with this is music. My whole life, I've not been able to read music. I've not been able to do anything other than sing what I hear. And I've let that limit me. I've let the notion that since I don't read music and I can't write music and I can't whatever, that I can't make my own. So I've limited myself and lived within these middle boring boundaries of mashups and DJing and getting out my creative outlet. That's bullshit. What I realized is that when I'm walking down the street and I see something like we had a snowfall, and the whole world changed, and it reminded me of that feeling of when you're in a relationship and everything's terrible. But it's 1 or 2 or 3 days, it's like an oasis, right? And the mood changes and you feel like everything's gonna make it. It's like when snow falls and you wake up and everything's different and it's beautiful and you're like, wow. I'm getting to try again, to start over, to see things new. And then as soon as you feel that way, it melts. and you're not starting over. I took that moment when I saw that, and I just started singing. Walking down the street, just singing. And I sing anyways. Like, people see me walking down the street dancing and singing, it's like it's not a new thing. But now I've decided I give myself the permission to just go with it. And take every moment and not live in the middle. Not live in inaction. Not to second guess or tell myself, you can't do that. Why can't I do that? Why can't I sit there and walk down the street and sing the song into my phone? There's literally no reason. If you're worried about that person seeing you, then you care more about that person seeing you than music. I couldn't live with that truth anymore because it's not my truth. I care more about the music than you. And I learned that because I stopped living in the middle. I figured out through my relationship and through my friendships and through pain and struggle every single thing I believe in. There's no topic that I live in the gray zone. It is black or white, and it has always been that way for me when I'm living truly. And people have always questioned that. They've always told me, it's not black and white. Why are you thinking in black and white? It's not this or this. Because they were thinking in right and wrong. It's true, there is no right and wrong. Black and white, not white, right and wrong. Black and white, truth or no truth. Very different. And from a young age, I knew that. And I'd let people convince it out of me. And tell me that I'm supposed to live in the middle. That I'm supposed to think in shades of gray. No, I'm going to think in black and white because I know what I damn well think. I know what I think is right. I know what I think is caring and loving and emotional. I know what I think is funny. I know why I think this TV show is stupid. I know why I love spring. I know why I love winter. I know why I love cats and dogs. I know why I hate them all. If you're not taking your time figuring this out, what are you doing? And especially because, what do you think your brain's doing? You are using 10% of your brain. What's the other 90% doing? It's analyzing, it's processing, it's coming up with results, and then feeding them to your brain that you use later. So if you're just sitting there really thinking that when you're seeing two people bullying each other and you don't say anything, that your brain isn't changing, you are becoming a more complacent person by ignoring that. That is becoming you by not living your truth, which knows that's wrong. So when you see someone on Instagram who's lying, when you see someone in real life who's spreading rumors, and you don't come out and say something, it's because you're not living your truth. You're living in shades of gray, in fear of others, in fear of reality. So I really want to challenge everyone, for the sake of ourselves and for the sake of everybody else. Get out of the gray. Find your truth and always live it, and don't be scared of who challenges you.